Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to avoid darkness by preserving your mind. And this topic I've talked about before, but in this video I'll be talking about it more specifically and different things that you guys can do to protect your mind. People ask me, oh, Stone Man, what's your favorite chakra? Or what's the most important chakra? Which chakra should I focus on the most? And I say they're all very important. The body operates like a tree. We can't really operate without the entire tree. Not the roots, not the stem, not the branches, etc. But the whole body functions as a tree. And this example does apply to the branches as well. So when it comes to the crown chakra, I do think that this is the most important chakra in the sense that, because they're all the most important in different ways, but because you can't just have any chakra on its own, but you can remove the arms, you can remove the legs, you can remove everything else, but, mostly everything else, but when you remove the head, the body doesn't operate without a head unless you're a chicken, and I doubt you're a chicken watching my YouTube videos. Hello to all the humans watching my videos, all the non-chickens, but in this video I'll be talking about something very specific. So, the mind, since we're on Earth, we're in between heaven and hell. This is a testing ground. Earth is very important in realizing that we're exposed to everything and there's no getting away 100% of anything. Like, everything's always going to be around us. We'll always be around angels. We'll always be around demons. We'll always be around spirits. We'll always be around the dead. We'll always be around the living. That's just life. When we get to the afterlife, the rules change, but it doesn't matter because we're here and we're in the now. When it comes to preserving the mind against darkness, you do have to have rituals, routines, practices, and protecting your mind, because once the head goes, the whole rest of your body goes as well. Once you don't feel good mentally, everything around you becomes a living hell. And that's not fun. Abundance comes from the mind. And people ask me, and I see people get the term abundance wrong all the time. People are like, oh, I want to be wealthy and I want to be abundant, but they think abundance is just money. The same thing with, I'm going to use Solomon as an example, wisdom. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the wisdom, that money doesn't mean anything. Look at people who have won major scratch-offs, and I've seen people like this before, major scratch-offs, major casino winnings, major gamblings, but they didn't have the abundance of wisdom. So that abundance of wealth meant nothing because they just got rid of it. People like that, they wastefully get rid of it. But if you know how to invest it, if you know what you should be getting, what will be benefiting you, then it'll help you go upwards. Crystals are one of them. I actually started off with getting a whole bunch of crystals, and I got so many crystals to the point where I didn't have any space to fit them, and then I started making crystals into jewelry, and I'm like, okay, I bet other people would like these as well, and I started making them for people, and people started buying them, and it started off as me having so many crystals for myself, and I'm like, oh, other people are getting healing from this as well. Why don't I just put two and two together? Now, when it comes to protecting the mind, of course you can use a crystal like amethyst. Amethyst is wonderful. But the thing is, people will 100% use the crystals as a crutch sometimes, instead of for a ladder. So you're supposed to do the shadow work from within. You're supposed to look within yourself to have the crystals working with your energy so that you don't have two frequencies counteracting each other to just cancel out. I'm just going to use this as an example. If you have plus 333 as the amethyst, and then minus 333 as your energy, when those two come together, it makes 0. So you do have to control your mind into letting certain things in and not letting certain things in. So that's the first step in preserving your mind against darkness, because that's the main thing. And this is actually a very major one. A very, very powerful one is being very careful as to what kind of news you let into your brain. And I'm going to be cautious in what I say, because I'm allowed to say certain things, and I always say the things that I'm supposed to be saying, and I avoid things I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube. But when it comes to certain news, wherever you get your news from, This could be, but it could be news that you see on wherever, okay? Limit news that is not best serving you. Okay? The thing with news, and if you get news from a bad place, then you're gonna see nothing but just bad news show up in your life. I'm gonna give you guys an example. So, what's a good example of you inviting in bad news into your life? You putting out positive expectation versus you putting out, let's put it like this. So, if you are someone who you're around bad news constantly and you're just seeing bad news all the time, right? Like you're just constantly seeing bad news. You have people around you who are just like giving you all this different kind of bad news. Guess what? You're kind of training your mind subconsciously and unsuspectingly for bad news to be welcomed into your life. And then from on that point on, you're just going to be expecting bad news subconsciously. What do I mean by that? Something you guys see on Instagram. I shouldn't use Instagram as an example. Okay, fine. Instagram as an example, because that's a fine example. That's actually not too major, but some people follow certain threads or certain whatever of just bad news. So the second you wake up, you're seeing bad news. It's implanted in your day. Some of you are not even praying before you wake up, which I highly suggest you move closer to God and literally ask God for help. Say, hey God, can you help me out, please? And in that moment, God will help you. And throughout your entire day, God will help you. Just be like, okay, I would like help throughout my day. I would like to see good news. I'd like to see good things. And you're preserved from bad things. Hey, ask God, I would like protection against bad news. You have to do the work on your part and remove things that have bad news coming into your mind. This could be people, like, I'm going to give you an example. There are some people, some of you have one friend who are just one person in the workplace, one person, etc., who will come around you. The world is ending right now and we're all in danger. And your heart rate will start pumping. That's how it starts. Like, you're fine. You're trying to calm them down. Your energy is the plus 33 in this case. Their energy is the minus 33. And your energy gets depleted because you try to calm someone down. So this could be you watching news on a source, you watching news on your phone, you getting news from whoever's in person, whatever kind of news. And think about the energy of news. What is news? News could be anything that you're getting coming to you as presented new information. So if you're like, hey, every time I put myself around this person, I'm getting nothing but bad news and the person's freaking me out. Like, my mind was really good until that person came out and I'm just like, oh great, now we're all gonna die. Ha! But some people are like that. When things are not like that, it's just, it gets into your mental peace because it's disguised as something that's supposed to be helping you. You're supposed to be getting updated, but now it's taking you down a notch. That's one thing. You see all these crazy news on TV, crazy news in just magazines or whatever you guys get your news from. If it's not good and you can't do anything about it, you can pray about it. But if that's what you're constantly putting into your system, it's going to take away from your mental peace and it's going to invite in darkness. Okay, so you preserve your mind by letting it, even if you like seeing the news, I'm not saying don't watch any news at all, just limit it, okay? And then ask yourself, and just set a timer on it and see how you feel afterwards. If you find that it's detrimental to your health, remove it. Done. Remove it. I don't care if you like the news, but if it's ruining your mental health completely, even if you watch it for a short period of time, get it out. Now, and some people are like, oh, so I have to stop watching news now? Some people do. Because some people are not in the mental space. They're not mentally put together to the point where they can watch news or intake news or have news around them, because they'll just fall apart at the little smallest thing. So get your mind together before you rewatch the news or open yourself up to news. Or just change the outlet of where you get news from. Get it from someone else if it's a person telling you news. Okay? So put together your mind in that regard. Establish mental boundaries. Because some people, when they get news, they go into they shut down. And their mental state of peace goes out the window. And that person's just a mess. So there's no light in that. And At that point, you're the one hurting people around you because you let that in. Now, besides news, and when I say news, I'm not talking about just the TV, just the radio. It's wherever new information's coming into your brain, it's going to sit in your subconscious mind with sound, images, pictures, etc. Especially if you're seeing bad pictures, and I know there's a lot going on right now, you're not supposed to be viewing all that. You can view it to an extent, but if that's more of what you're seeing than more of the positive stuff coming into your mind, well, it's just good for me to know. Well, I just need to just know about it. That'll take away from your mental peace, and you'll be taking other people down fast. If people don't know this, and this is why I make you guys aware of it. Haven't really talked about it too much in my other videos, but it's time. How awesome. Okay. And yeah, my advice is very strict, but it works. Now, and on to the next topic. Another topic on how you guys can preserve your mental peace is by coming up with rituals. Which ritual? What's a ritual? One ritual is combing your hair. One ritual is doing this. So basically, have a systematic way of doing things so nothing's a surprise. So find out which rituals in your daily life are serving you. What do I mean by serving you? What's working out for you? What's not working out for you? If this is not working out for you, why are you doing it? Like, what's up? Like, cut that out. People have gone through their entire lives not changing a ritual that works for them, and the people suffer because of it. So let's take a ritual that works for you. Let's just say you go to bed at 10 o'clock, but you have to be up at 6. And now every day you wake up tired. You just wake up tired and you're just like, ugh. You start your day off awfully, just horribly. You're just tired, you're not in the mood for it, and you just woke up. That's the start of your day. Now let's just say you skip a meal. I fast, but let's just say you don't fast. Let's just say you skip meals often. Now you're hungry, plus you're tired. What kind of day do you think you're going to have? Like, get practical with yourself. Find out, or on the topic of food, just because there's different topics. There's food, there's waking up, there's, okay, let's just say you drink too much coffee. And I do ask people this too. I'm like, how much coffee have you had? Oh, I've only had 4 cups. I'm like, you're depleting yourself. Coffee it just flat out depletes nutrients. Which I'm a spiritual channel, but even spiritually, coffee can deplete you. Yeah. But the thing is, find out which rituals are not working for you and cut them out. Just remove them slowly. You don't have to do it all at once. Just, okay, today I just won't do this. Instead of having 4 cups or 5 cups, I'll have 3 cups or 4 cups. And then you'll see that you're kind of better. And your mental health is preserved that day. You're just doing a lot better that day. Then keep elaborating on your new rituals. Be like, okay, well, am I feeling amazing today, or am I feeling okay versus bad? Now, if you're feeling okay, subtract 2 more cups and maybe change something else about yourself that you're doing that's not just not working out for you. And then you'll notice things just get better. Humans are creatures of habit. You'll probably go back to drinking 5 again just because that's human habit and it's built into you. When you see it doesn't work out for you, go back to the routines that works. Preserves your mental health. You feel good. Now, what's the next thing? This is the third topic. What you care about. Some things, you guys, and I've made an entire video about this, and it's an extremely powerful video. Some people are really stuck caring about things that don't serve them. That just don't serve them. So if you're caring about, and what you care about matters, what you don't care about matters. So sometimes, instead of for caring about something that's supposed to be building you, you're caring about something that's no one even notices. Okay? Let's just say, and I'm going to use working out as an example, because New Year's first, New Year's resolution, I've heard it from people. And I'm pretty harsh with people, and the people who listen to my advice are going to be in the gym consistently. So let's just, okay, it's January 15th right now, and people's mental peace regarding getting themselves in shape has just gone out the window, because people are like, well, it's 15 days, and I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'll just start next year. Like, all I see is just, and people will tell me what they're noticing, and what they're noticing is what they care about. So they're noticing that they don't have progress. They're noticing that they think that people look at them differently because they're in the gym. They're noticing that they're caring about all these different factors that no one cares about. They care about it because they let themselves accept that that might be something that's relevant in their mind. But the biggest thing that's relevant is that person trying to go to the gym to create change. So these people are getting bummed out at what people think. Those people don't even show up every single day at a specific gym. And people are just like, if I show up to the gym, these people might care about like me not lifting the weight correctly. Are those people paying? Are those people paying? Are they paying for your gym membership? Do they own the equipment? Are they personally training you? Are they coming to the gym with you? Are they driving you to the gym? Well, I don't want to hear it. You're caring about the wrong things. And it's getting into your health, your mental health, and you're caring about things no one's thinking about. That person doesn't even think about you. They can't remember your face when they get home. But you let that into your subconscious mind, and that's why you're not going to be taking care of your physical health. And when I talk to people, it's like, I say stuff that no one's ever said to people before, and they're shocked. And they're just like, you can't say that to me. I'm like, yes, I can, because no one else is going to. And people like that, I say, all you have to do is just show up in the gym. That's all that matters. Those are the people who stay year-round in the gym. The people who actually take my advice. Because once they realize that they're caring about the wrong thing, and the wrong thing is getting in their mind, and certain factors of darkness are being created and let in, because that person made the wrong thing as a priority, they're feeling bad for themselves about something that they could be feeling good about themselves for, and they're putting the focus on the wrong thing. Where are your guys' focus sometimes? So sometimes you're focusing on something that no one cares about, it doesn't matter, it's not relevant, and it's only taking you down. Why are you focusing on it? Carve it out. Get vicious with it. We have no tolerance for dark energy on Florida Stone Man's channel. We're going to make some strong warriors. And guess what? You're going to see actual results, actual mental peace, actual light come into your actual mind to create actual change. Actually. And yes, my advice is very harsh to people sometimes, but it's going to change your lives. Okay? Take my advice, because it works. And if you don't believe it works, test it out 100%. Just don't do a little bit of like, oh well, I tried your advice for about a day, and through the day I kind of forgot about like not caring about things that don't matter. Because I've heard everything from people who don't want to. Just show up at the gym sometimes. Like if you would like to go to the gym, sometimes all you have to do is just show up, and it's just good for your mind for you to be there. Eventually, you'll see the same people. Eventually, you'll realize not everyone's looking at you like, because it's just more of an anxiousness thing. Like, oh, and all these people in the gym, and I'll walk up to people who look like they're very unsure, and I'll be like, hey, like, you're doing a good job. Hey, want to try this exercise? Okay, cool. And then sometimes people will be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone's probably judging me. No one's judging you. God is the only one who can judge you. And you're doing, in my book, because only God can judge people. That person, in my judgment, is doing an amazing job because they're doing something for themselves. So those are my three main things for preserving your mental peace and protecting against darkness. Where your news comes from, what you're caring about, and, I said these out of order. That's why I have notepads sometimes, guys. It's because this comes from the heart. My videos come straight from the heart. So you guys have to be making certain things a priority. Oh, rituals and routines, cutting out what works and doesn't work. I know that. I just said one, 3, and 2 or whatever. It doesn't matter because regardless, you're supposed to apply all of them. And when you'll find out what works when you apply them and you see them work in your daily life. Just notice that humans are creatures of habit, so you'll probably go back to your old habits once everything gets good and nice. But that's when you kind of migrate back to what was working for you, and then you might do whatever you're doing again, and you'll just go back to what's working for you again, and then you'll stay on what's working for you because you see it's working for you. I'm very direct, guys. I can be kind of scary against darkness, but it's necessary. If you have any questions at all, Ask them in the comment sections. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Keep doing you guys. Keep caring about what matters. Keep making changes, and just know that when you wake up, the only being you wake up with is God, all of your angels, and that's what, I mean, you're supported from the second you wake up. Like, you are supported. If you're doing good, if you're doing nothing but right, and you're doing light, then God is at your back, your angels are at your back, and you're never alone. You're never alone in anything you do. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Keep moving closer to God. Keep doing nothing but good. And anytime you feel like something's not going your way, you better believe it's going your way. Because we have our track, and God has his track for us. So when we think things are getting very uncomfortable, crazy, just volatile, we are sometimes going off track, and God just redirects us back onto his track. So whatever we were doing, we asked the help for it, and we're getting corrected, and it looks kind of crazy, but it's actually something that's helping us in the end. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.